Hey, what's up? It's the Game Time Guide, and today I'm going to be talking about Oklahoma football. Recently, they've been getting a lot of hype going into the next season. I've seen them ranked at number one, actually, in a few AP poll or not AP polls, in a few polls from people, but definitely top four, top five in all the polls. Um, so I'm going to be talking about: are they getting too much hype? Are they getting a little bit overrated? And first off, we're going to look at their season this past year, and more importantly, Spencer Rattler. He started off the year very turnover prone, like freshmen usually do, because, it was his first year starting, and he started off not playing great, turning over the ball, cost him a few games. But it seemed like after that Texas game, you had the first two, you had the FCS game, whatever, I don't even care about that. Then they had the loss to Kansas State, where Spencer Rattler had a few picks. Then they had the loss to Iowa State, where he had a pick and I think a fumble. And then the Texas game, where he also had a pretty bad game, but they came away with the win. After that game and the rest of the season, he averaged 11 yards an attempt, and he had a 6-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. Before that, in the first three games, it was 9 yards per attempt and barely better than 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. So basically, he started eliminating those turnovers, and he started becoming more efficient with the ball. And he couldn't be stopped after that. This offense was just amazing the rest of the year. Now, the defense, which has always been the knock on Oklahoma, had a pretty similar arc as Spencer Rattler. In the first three games, they allowed 40 points a game in that 1-2 stretch. After that, they allowed 16.5 points. That's really good. That's a huge jump to make. 16.5 points is really good. I don't really care about the level competition. That's good for Oklahoma because usually they're allowing, 30 points a game in the Big 12. 16.5. Much, much better. And they didn't lose during that time. They kept rising up the rankings the whole year. They actually looked so good that people were actually thinking they were a top 5 to top 6 team. Like, I heard people say that they belonged in the playoffs, that they didn't deserve it, obviously, but people were saying that they were a top 4 team, and they're better than Notre Dame, they're better than Texas A&M, which is possible. Going into next year, this is actually going to be the first time Lincoln Riley gets to have multiple years with a quarterback. He had Baker Mayfield in 2017, who then left to go to the NFL, and then the next year he had Kyler Murray, who left to go to the NFL. Then he had Jalen Hurts, who left to go to the NFL. So now he has Spencer Rattler last year, and he's going to bring him back this year. So it's going to be really, really fun to see what they can get this passing game to be like. Because now they're going to build a lot of chemistry. Spencer Rattler is going to have been in this offense. He redshirted 1 year, then he had his freshman year last year. This is going to be his third year practicing and playing in this offense. So he could be this can be something really special for them. And they're also bringing back most of their receivers, including last year, their leading receiver, Marvin Mims, who was a freshman last year. So now he'll be a sophomore. So Rattler to Mims is going to be a pretty solid duo. Maybe one of the best quarterback-receiver duos in the country next year. And they also bring back most of their defense, including maybe all of their pass rush, which is really good in getting pressure on the quarterback. And that's part of the reason they were only allowing 16.5 points a game in that last 6 games. This season, can they win a national championship has sort of been the question. They haven't even won a playoff game yet. Can they do that? Yes, they can. The formula for winning a national title, like at this time, is having an elite offense and then a defense that's capable of slowing down an opponent's elite offense. For example, LSU had an elite offense. We all know that. They're going to get their points. But the concern with them was that can their defense hold the other team's offense down just enough so that their offense can just do their thing and be fine. Because if you're going to be scoring 40 points a game, you don't have to completely shut down the other team's offense. You just have to slow them down. And you saw that with Alabama this year too, where Alabama, they'd be able to score whenever they want. All their defense had to do was just slow down the opponent's offense just a little bit, and that's it. They're going to win the game. You don't have to shut down anybody. You just got to slow them down. Past year's Oklahoma, the problem was that they couldn't do that. They couldn't get any stops on defense when it came down to it. They had some of the best offenses in the country. The offense was zero problem for them. They could score whenever they want. But their defense couldn't do anything to help them out. So they couldn't win against elite teams with elite offenses like Alabama. Like, I wouldn't say Georgia had an elite offense in 2017, but Georgia had a good offense capable of scoring points, and Oklahoma couldn't stop them. Oklahoma scored how many points? 48 in that game? If they had a somewhat decent defense, if they just had an average defense, they win that game easily. You scored 48 points. I mean, that's just crazy how you still lose that game. And the thing is, now they should have a defense that's capable of doing that. In the second half of last season, in that 6-game stretch, they were definitely capable of slowing down an opponent's offense. The final question, are they getting too much love this year? And my answer is no. How many teams in the country right now can say that they're going to have an elite offense and a solid to great defense? I mean, there's not really many of them. Oklahoma is definitely one of them for sure. I mean, off the top of my head, what? You got Alabama, they're always like that. Clemson with DJ, and they're returning, I think, all their defensive starters. You have Georgia with JT Daniels and their defense, Kirby Smart defense. It's always going to be pretty good. Who else? Ohio State, maybe. Their offense, I mean, they kind of have to find their quarterback. I mean, we know who it's going to be, but he hasn't really proven himself yet. See, there's not many teams that can confidently say right now, we're going to have an elite offense and our defense is going to be good enough to help out our offense. So basically, Oklahoma, I'm not saying anything right now. No, I'm not predicting Oklahoma to win the national championship right now. All I'm saying is that they have the potential to do so. This is no longer just, their offense is going to be really good. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Defense sucks. They have the potential on both sides of the ball to win a national championship this year. So anyways, that's going to do it for the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 99% of you guys who watch the videos aren't subscribed. So please subscribe to the channel. It'll help out the quality of the videos. We'll post more often. So thank you.